Hi everyone. You've obviously noticed that I'm not here today in school, and I will be here at lunchtime if you have questions, but I did have to go to a meeting. So, that being said, I wanted to kind of go over what it is we're learning today. I thought the conversation that we had the other day with what we can do better in class was really valuable. So, that being said, this is a preview for what we're going to talk about on Thursday. I also wanted to let you know that the tests will be handed back today by the substitute, so you're welcome to look at them. And then I'm available tomorrow after school on Wednesday for you to go over anything. And then if you would like to take the retake, you may do that on Thursday during a flex, just right after we have class in the lab. I know this isn't the ideal time frame, and you will have. I'll let you know how long you'll have, probably till the first week of December, to retake this. But I think the sooner you can retake this test, the better it will be for you. I think that will just be better for your remembering what's going on. Okay, so I would love to go over that with you on Wednesday after school. If you would like to wait and just go over it and flex with me, that's fine. But you will have to then wait until the following day to take the test. You are welcome to do the retake in flex on Thursday. You're welcome to do it Friday during, that's a B day, so Friday during eighth period if you would like. It will be shortened though because it's a race forward day. And then any day the following on Monday or Tuesday. I'm giving tests in both my classes on Monday and Tuesday. So if you have a free period and you would like to take that, that will also be okay. Another thing I wanted to quickly touch on before I go through these notes for you is I wanted to remind you about turning in labs. I feel as if some people have been turning in the wrong things. And I think what's happening is you're just submitting the incorrect lab and assignment. So if you feel that is you and you're kind of wondering, why did I get this grade on my lab? I felt like I did everything. I looked at the rubric, which is pretty clear, and I understand that. Then come to the lab on Thursday during flex and we can look at it. Okay, just remember, this is just some helpful advice for going to college as well. If you don't ask, you'll never know. So you can always approach me and say, I don't quite agree with this grade, and we can talk about it. Doesn't mean it will always change, but at least you've discussed it and you know why. And I think that's helpful for you benefiting from raising lab grades. Even I have had some people submit the wrong assessment when we took that. Just come in and talk with me, okay? I'm going to just be in the lab on Thursday during flex anyways, so it's a great time for us to discuss those things. Don't forget as well, you should have turned in homework to the substitute that was due. It was the front side of that paper. If you did not finish it, please make sure it is in class on Thursday, as I will be grading it then. I will not take an extension after that. If you need the assignment, it will be on the homework will be on today's Canvas entry, so you're welcome to look into that. Okay, let's move on. First things I want you to do is I want to remind you just a quick review of converting from fractions to decimals to percents. It's often something that we forget. So I'm going to kind of scroll pretty far down here so you can see this information. I think I scrolled just a little too far. So let me go up here and there we go. So let's remind ourselves about how to change fractions into a reduced fraction. So just remember that when you're putting in a fraction to a reduced fraction, for instance, if I give you some sort of a probability of a set that was A, and I said 16 over 20, remember you need to reduce. You can either divide 4 from both, or you can use your graphing calculator. I strongly just suggest using your graphing calculator if you're not real good with fractions. It's not a negative or a positive either way, but I do expect it to be in reduced form. So if I did 16 over 20 into my calculator, I would have the following. I would have 4/5, and I'm going to make sure that you hear my calculator, so I'm reminding you as well. Okay, so it will give you 0.8 as a decimal, but you do need to write it as a fraction if it asks for that. Okay, let's talk about how to change a fraction to a decimal, okay? It's simply dividing in your calculator, okay? 65 divided by 80, if I did that, it'd be 0.8125. Now remember, if I asked you to round that to the nearest hundredth, which is what I commonly ask for, remember we look to the right of the thousandths, which is the third number, and it would be 0.81 because 2 is less than 5. Remember, 5 or greater, round up. 0 to 4 stays the same. Let's talk about decimal to percent. If you want to take a decimal and make it to a percent, something I often ask for, we move it 2 places to the right. If we want to convert the following to a reduced fraction, a decimal and percent, let's do that. First, 36 divided by 90 is 0.4, okay? That's your decimal. If you wanted to make that a percent, you'd move it over twice. That's 40%. And then if I want to make it a fraction, it's 2/5. If you would like the substitute to stop right here so you can write that down, that's fine. Let's talk about 18 over 32. Again, I'm going to do 18 divided by 32. That's 0.5625. Notice the 2 is in the thousandth spot, and that's below 5. So it would be 0.56. If I want to change that to a percent, that's 56%. And if I want to change it to a fraction, reduced, it's 9/16. I'm going to have the substitute stop here and just remind you to write any of this stuff down into your notebook. I'll go over some of this stuff as well, but it's good for help just in general reminders.